What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and welcome back to my channel if you are new, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. And as you see by the title of this video, I'm actually going to be doing my wrap up. So all of the anime and manga or books that I finished during the month of November. And then of course I will also be giving you guys a look into my TBR and my TBW, which is to be watched list that I have currently for December. Hopefully I get through my TBR list and my TBW, but I'm optimistic about it, but honestly, who knows? I chose quite a few different books to read. But for now, let's get into what I actually did finish during the month of November. So for anime, I mostly finished one anime, and that was Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Pretty much it's about a girl by the name of Uzaki who is starting college or is in her sophomore year of college, and she ends up meeting up with an old friend by the name of Sakurai, and she is determined to hang out with him a lot. And of course, a lot of hilarity ensues. I know for a fact that this anime did have a lot of controversy surrounding it at the beginning, mostly based off of Uzaki's body type and kind of how she was drawn, but overall, I really did enjoy this series. I thought it was actually really cool. It's about 12 episodes long, and I watched it on Funimation streaming service, so that means I also did watch it dubbed. The dub was actually pretty cool. I have no complaints about the dub whatsoever, and it is a pretty short series. It's mostly comedic and a little bit of romance thrown in there as well, so if you're someone that's a fan of romance and comedy, definitely recommend checking it out. So next we're going to move on to manga that I finished during the month of November. So first I'm going to start out with the physical manga that I ended up finishing. And this is basically manga that I own. Then I'm going to go into manga that I finished that were digitally, like I read them online pretty much. So starting off with manga that I read during the month of November, and that was volume number 4 of Sweat and Soap. I was super excited to actually get a chance to read this. I know it came out, I think during the month of October this actually came out, but I wasn't able to pick it up until November, and I actually ended up ordering this online through Amazon since my local bookstore actually did not have any in stock. Overall, enjoyed the 4th volume. I did a very brief manga review on my Instagram, which will be linked down below, where I gave a little mini manga review about how I felt about this 4th volume, so definitely check that out if you want to know how I actually felt about this. So yeah, definitely check that out. And then of course, the second physical manga that I actually ended up reading was one that I actually ended up doing a reading vlog on, that I actually released, I believe, a few weeks ago or last week, and that was on Kitchen Princess. And I also did a mini manga review for this as well on my Instagram, which of course, like I said, is linked down below. But I actually enjoyed reading this. I was happy I got to read this manga during the month of November because it really dealt around the whole thing of food, and of course in the US, if it's November, it's close to Thanksgiving, so I figured it was a great manga to read during the month of November. So that is all the physical manga that I actually ended up reading during the month of November. The next manga that I actually ended up reading were more digital mangas. So they were mangas that I ended up reading online. And one of them was also one that I started in October but didn't end until November, and this was the manga Death Note. I also did a reading vlog on this one as well. I was actually super excited to read the Death Note manga. I had watched the anime years ago but had never read the actual manga, so being able to read it was amazing because it took me back into that universe and kind of helped me to remember what actually happened during the anime, and kind of to think if there was some differences between both the series and through the manga. And there were a little bit of differences, but not a lot, but overall definitely enjoyed reading it. And the next one I actually ended up finishing was actually not finished. I actually caught up on it because it is still currently ongoing. And it was a webtoon by the name of #Killstagram, which I actually ended up doing a video about on my channel, where I actually ended up doing it as a recommendation for all of you guys. And basically the main premise of that webtoon is about a influencer by the name of Remy Doe, who pretty much is being stalked by someone, and she has no idea what's going on. And this person has actually been killing off a lot of other online influencers, and she just happens to be the next target. So definitely recommend checking it out. At the time that I had recorded that video for my recommendation, it was at about 36 chapters, so pretty quick to catch up on. I did say that there were some things that were kind of triggering, and there are going to be some caution words at the beginning of each chapter, so definitely want to let you guys know that. But overall, that was the anime and manga that I finished during the month of November. So now on to what I plan to watch during the month of December, and I chose two anime that I really want to watch, and one of them is Rent a Girlfriend. So it currently is airing, so it came out in fall of 2020, so it's still currently ongoing, but I'm super excited to watch it. I had read the synopsis about it and it seemed like it was kind of up my alley. Basically, the main premise is about the main character basically rents a girlfriend and then doesn't give her a really good review, so she gets mad at him about it. He's kind of also still in love with his ex-girlfriend, and he goes to visit his grandmother and says that that's his current girlfriend or his fiance, and they have to kind of like play up this role. I don't know, but it sounds hilarious, but also sounds like such a good romance, so I'm excited to watch it. And the next one that I chose was Higurashi When They Cry now, but it's a remake. So apparently it is a remake based off of the original Higurashi When They Cry that came out years ago. And I actually really liked watching the Higurashi When They Cry series. I watched it years ago and I enjoyed it. So to see that they came out with a remake shocked me. So I can't wait to watch it, and I can't wait to tell you guys how I actually felt about it. Alright, so next up is manga that I plan to read during the month of December. So one manga that I plan to read that I'm still thinking about whether or not I actually want to do a reading vlog on, and that is Mamet Lollipop. So I've owned the volumes for a while. Actually, at the time I only owned 5 of them, but now I currently own all 7. So I'm kind of thinking about doing a reading vlog about this, because I do want to read the manga. I haven't watched the anime in years, and I actually own the anime, but I don't have the DVDs with me. But I've never read the manga, so I definitely want to read this, see what the differences are, or see if I still like it. So definitely might be reading this during the month of December, or I plan to read this during the month of December. Still don't know if I would do a reading vlog on it, but definitely comment below if you would like to see the reading vlog or see a reading vlog about this. So yeah, for now though, this is currently one of the first manga on my list for December of 2020. So now getting into the next manga that I have, and it's actually one that I started during the month of November but didn't have time to finish, so I plan to hopefully finish it during this month, and that is Pokemon volume number 1. So it is an omnibus edition, so I think it covers volumes 1 through 3, but this is like volume 1, so I do plan to finish this. So far I'm really enjoying it. I'm like a quarter of the way through so far. I'm really liking it. It is definitely very different from the Pokemon series. I have never read the Pokemon manga before, but I had heard there was a little bit more mature compared to the show, and there's a little bit, or actually a lot of differences between the show and the manga, so definitely was really excited to read this. Those are the physical mangas that I plan to read during the month of 2020, but I do plan to read some manga digitally. And one of the mangas I plan to read digitally is Suzuka. I have watched the anime Suzuka before, but I was not a fan of it. So I've heard from my fiance that the manga is supposed to be so much better. So I do plan to check it out. And so I plan to read it on Comixology. I've had a subscription with them for a few months now, but I've never had a chance to use it. So I decided why not try it now, since they actually have all of the volumes of Suzuka available on their service. So I definitely plan to read it on there, and also of course give you guys a review of how I feel about the Suzuka manga, and also how I feel about the Cosmicology service brought by Amazon. So definitely plan to do that. The next one that I plan to actually not finish but to catch up on because it's still ongoing, and that is the webtoon True Beauty. I've been reading it kind of off and on, but I have instances where I start reading a new one. But I plan to catch up on True Beauty because I do know that they are planning to do a drama based off of it, so I can't wait to watch that. And I actually absolutely love True Beauty. It's actually an amazing webtoon, so I definitely plan to read that in my spare time. So that's another digital manga that I plan to read / catch up on. Now, besides physical and digital mangas, I do plan to read some books. So I mean books that aren't like manga or aren't like webtoons, so like actual books, I guess. I hate saying actual books because I consider manga books, but you know what I mean. And these are books that you find at like any other bookstore and a little bit more easier to find. So there's actually 2 that I plan to read during this month, And the first one is one I kind of talked about before, took a picture of also online and put it on my Instagram story, and that was Paradise Island. So this is a book by two YouTubers by the name of Sam and Colby. So they've had a YouTube channel for a while, and I love watching their YouTube videos. They're usually explorers, so they go to like a lot of abandoned places or haunted places. So I found out that they were writing a book. So the book is supposed to be half true and also like half, of course, written for the entertainment of us to read. So I plan to read this. Basically, they go to Hawaii. They end up going to like this haunted mansion or something like that. And of course, terrifying and horrifying things ensue. So I can't wait to read this. I do plan to do a review on it once I finish it, because I read another YouTuber's book before. Wasn't a huge fan of it. So hopefully this one is actually really good. So can't wait to read this. Was thinking about doing a reading vlog about it, but honestly I don't know if I will. But like I said, comment below your thoughts. But so far this is another book that I plan to read during the month of December. And of course, this December, it is Christmas time, so I figured I had to find a Christmas book to read. I don't know of any mangas that are very Christmas related. I feel like most mangas are like have a Christmas portion in it, but they're not all based around Christmas, if that makes sense. So I do have this one book on my shelf that I have not yet read. I've had on my shelf for a while, and it is about Christmas, so I figured I would read it now. And I haven't read these kind of books in a while, and that is the Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So basically, if you've never read a Chicken Soul Soup book before, they have a lot of them. They have like chicken soup for the teenage soul, chicken soup for the adult soul, kitchen soup for the mom soul. They have a whole lot, but this one is mostly Christmas stories. And basically, Chicken Soup for the Soul books have a collection of stories by numerous different authors that are usually true stories, and they're usually meant to bring a lot of hope or sometimes to teach a lesson. So there's a lot going on in these books, but I haven't read one in a while, and I've had this one on my shelf since probably like last year. So I figured this would be a great time to read it, and this might be a kind of like a joyous Christmassy read to put me in the mood for Christmas, because as you can see by some of my stuff in my background, I have already decorated for Christmas. My fiance and I decorated already. We decorated on Friday, on Black Friday, so definitely looking forward to reading this. But overall, those are the anime and manga that I finished during the month of November, and those are the anime and mangas and books that I plan to read and watch during the month of December. So what did you think of my list? What are you excited for me to read or excited for me to watch? Which books or manga would you love for me to do a reading vlog on? Because I do want to do more of those. I really enjoy doing reading vlogs. They're a lot of fun. And also let me know, what are you guys planning to read and watch during the month of December? Comment below your thoughts. Of course, like always, I have links below to my social media accounts. I have an Instagram, Twitter, blog as well, so check me out on there. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know what you guys like or don't like. And of course, like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy, and in today's day and age, stay healthy, and of course, stay safe. All right, you guys, bye.